Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of the Pitchside Podcast. And the lineup is amazing as usual. Mauta.
Awe.
Ukran.
Sharp,
Number one, man. Donna.
Yes, sir.
You good?
Easy.
Number one. We're talking Champions League. We're playing against Nodibu. We played them before and we won 3-0. We are currently sitting on top of the group, and they are at the bottom of the group. But also, they have 6 players in their team that were at AFCON. So it's going to be an interesting one because, as we saw at AFCON was very exciting. There are teams that we didn't expect to win games, and they did.
Yeah, a tricky one.
Yeah.
Playing away, Mauritania. I wish they were going to Cape Verde. I would have tagged along.
Well, what do you? What business do you have in Cape?
They're not going to Cape Verde.
No.
Okay. No. Yeah, Mauritania. But I mean, they won the first game. I think 3-0. So it's a game that they need to win.
Yes.
To solidify their top of the lock in the group stages and obviously to advance to the next stage. So I think it's a game that they would feel confident they need to win. But if you're playing away in the Champions League, if you come out with a draw, it's positive. But I would think Sundowns will go there and want to win the game.
Yeah. Speaking about playing away and winning always, there's always been talk that sometimes we've gone for the win when we should have just maybe played another team to give other people a run so that it changes who we face in the lead up to the quarterfinals and so forth.
It's just that with Naves, this thing, I don't think there's a win-win situation to it.
Yeah.
Because then, as a team and as a player that plays, a player always want to play. You know, to have that consistency, and as a coach, you want your team to enable consistency and understanding. And you also understanding that the further you go into the tournament, you're gonna have to play ugly for you to win.
Yes.
But you need to have the consistency within the lineup itself. So it's easier maybe if you qualify a little bit earlier in the group stages before you even go to the last game. Then you can, rest another players to be able to play. But I think with the experience that we have now as Mamelodi Sundowns, we should know how to go about it.
Yes.
But also what's also important, and what we also need to understand, that teams are improving every season.
Yeah.
We used to be a team that participate. Now we're a team to beat. So now everybody knows who we are. You spoke about the players now that we're playing in AFCON that we might face as well. So you cannot tell me that they haven't improved after AFCON. So it's going to be very challenging, and it's going to be new challenges. And now we're the only people, I think, that are more exposed, because the various lineup, Yabafana, those are the very players that you might actually see come with Sundowns. So it's up to the coach then. I think it's a challenge that comes to the coach and the players themselves. How then do you improve? How do you get better? Because as a footballer, the biggest challenge is how do I then play better than Mahuta that sees me every day at training? Yeah. If I can defeat Mahuta at training every single day, I don't care who comes over the weekend. It should be easier.
Now, sports science has come in and played a major role in the game, and we've had this discussion to say, is there such a thing as an overload of games? Because Mahuta would sit here and say to me, no, I want to play until I can no longer play. I must stop playing because my leg is broken. Yeah. But with the way sports science has come in, looking at the guys who have gone to AFCON and are now coming back, do you give them a break, or do you throw them straight back into the deep end and hope for the best?
It's sports science, né? But I think if a player is ready and fit, yes, he should play. He should be in the lineup. I mean, we obviously know there's only 11 players that can play, but if you put your best 11 and your best 11 is ready and willing to play, I would think they need to play. I don't like the rotation part of football and people resting and whatnot, but if you are fit to play, you need to play. I think Sundowns should be in that in that space where they need to play their best team all the time.
Having come from the break, and this would possibly be our 3rd or 4th game, do you try and go for a team that you're trying to build the fluidity with and play them just so that you can make sure that even when you come back from Champions League into the Premier League, you have some sort of fluidity going?
I think I want to challenge Sundowns. No, I don't think it has ever faced before.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see how then they're going to play it out, because before the break, the team itself had already played more than 30 games. So that's a season for other teams. So the break was actually not a break, because the very same players that played more than 30 games, they went on to play AFCON.
Yeah.
So it's a different challenge, and I just hope that the coaches find a solution for it. But then again, you're right. I would have a mix of the ones that actually went to play because of the understanding of the system, the requirements of the system, it's better, and with the one that are fresher. And then keep on rotating until the players actually come back fully, and then you can choose from there, because at some point you want to win games. At some point you want to have that fluidity back, and at times to get it back is to go back to default setting, unfortunately. Unless the players that have stayed back with the coach understand the system as well and understand what the demands are. But it would be unfair from us to actually say that they actually understand, because when was the last time we saw them play?
Yeah, indeed.
And which game have you actually seen them play together as a team? So the demands are very high, and it's unfortunate that even the players that were not around on the previous game, they all of a sudden they're required to come back. But we forget the overload that had.
Yes.
The AFCON, the altitude, the traveling, the this and that. It's just a difficult game to play emotionally. It's just draining.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge that I'm giving now, just from my own personal view. It's a challenge that I'm giving to everyone that is training right now to raise their hands and be counted for, because those guys have been counted.
Yeah. Winning has become such an important... in fact, it's now part of the DNA of the team, where a draw actually ends up feeling like a loss.
Yeah.
Do you risk it and play the other guys who have raised their hands and risk the chance of not winning?
Winning is everything, man. You have to win all the time. Sundowns is a big club.
Yeah.
They need to win each and every game.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who plays.
Yes.
You know,
they must just win.
they must just win, because everyone is at Sundowns. So, but we all know, and it's common sense, that there's obviously the best 11 for Sundowns. And when you get a chance to be in that first 11, you need to stake your claim. You need to make sure the team wins, and you need to make sure that the coach sees you and he says, hey, but this guy is doing something different. That's the challenge. That's the only challenge for Sundowns, or for Sundowns players. But Sundowns needs to win each and every game. Sundowns is a big team. They go into games to win.
Big teams play in Africa and win trophies.
They need to be in Africa. They need to win the Champions League. It's about time now they win the Champions League, because being in that space every year and whatnot.
We've seen the benefits of it, though.
Yeah, but then it becomes redundant at some point when you just go in there and then you don't win it.
Okay.
But Sundowns is a big team. They've won the Champions League before. Teko is won. We win Nigeria.
Yeah, bo.
Champions League.
Top
dog. Champions League. You know.
Yeah.
Now
the
we need the new
curse. Huh? The curse with the Champions League.
What cares? You know what cares? You know, people said Teko cares. What? This guy won MTN 8 for Pirates, and they said that Pirates he never won anything.
Yeah, I know, but it's fine.
But anyway, it's not about you.
Yeah.
It's football.
It's football.
How important is it, though, Jorge, we win the Champions League again?
Well, it's in fact, like I've always said, Mamelodi Sundowns team right now, it's way better than the one that we had. We had few ball players. We had our own strength. Now you've got this team that is unstoppable. But now we had characters. We had continental experience. That helped us a lot, because we had maybe 80% of players playing in the national teams. So any challenges that we face continentally, we'll sort it out. We'll find a solution for it. And also we had a coach, Coach Peter, that was also in that space before. But the Sundowns team that you have now, it's more fluid. It's nicer on the eye, results, dominance, everything else. But I think if they don't believe they're going to win it, they'll forever be in that space but not winning it.
Yeah.
Because to win it at times, it's just a short margin. You look at what happened last season. just imagine just to get to the, because once Sundowns get to the final, they'll win it. You just need to get to the final, and those are the most difficult things. But I can tell you right now, the Sundowns team, they're still working towards it, and for the importance of them winning it is to actually write history for themselves in the Sundowns book.
I was on social media and I watched and I was listening and watching videos of fans from Egypt, Al Ahly specifically, who spoke about how they are so unimpressed with how Sundowns has all of a sudden started to dominate them. They continuously talk about, it's like we slept and we woke up and all of a sudden Sundowns is there now.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It's good for South African football. It helped us in the AFCON.
Yeah.
I mean, Sundowns played.
No.
In the AFCON.
They must give credit where it's true. They mustn't act like they didn't see the rise of Sundowns.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they mustn't, because Sundowns, the very same Sundowns, was in the Champions League 2002. When they lost 2-0 that side.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So they mustn't act like all of a sudden Sundowns is taking off, because Sundowns progress.
Yeah.
It evolves with times.
Yeah.
We're getting better players overseas. We're getting foreign better players. The coaches are getting better. They rotating. You're lucky at coaching Al Ahly and you last for a season. You understand?
Yeah.
So we got better. We're doing things right that the one that they can't, and they must give us credit, because when they were at the top, we gave them credit.
100%.
Yeah.
Score predictions.
3-0.
Another 3-0.
Should be. Clean sheet is important.
100%.
What
very
do they
important.
do, those people there? Mauritania. The players work at the
No.
hotel. Did they?
That thing is finished, man. You saw Cape Verde.
Money.
They used to
No,
do
okay.
that. It's finished, that thing now.
Cape Verde has foreign players. They take Portuguese players who have Cape Verde heritage or something.
Football heritage is a problem, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
There are teams that will sit here and forever speak about glory, but their glory counts from pre-professionalism of football. So football heritage is a very tricky thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Cape Verde has 90% of their players playing overseas. I don't think they even know the street names of Cape Verde, some of the players, because they don't stay there, but they have parental whatever from Cape Verde, you know. But score prediction, even a 2-0 is fine, as long as it's a win.
It's a win.
Yeah, I wouldn't care much. I don't think there will be resistance from that team.
Yeah.
And, it's Mauritania after all, but a 2-0.
You said football liner therefore, so be careful, eh?
Sundowns is playing Tombi. What is the name of the team?
Which team?
The one they
Oh,
play.
Nadubu.
Oh, Nadubu. Yeah. It should be an easy game for them.
All right. Looking forward to it. Masandawana, please go on social media, tag the team, support. Even from home, the message does get through to the players.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us your comments below. We are Masandawana.